1. Find the perimeter of a triangle whose vertices pass through 3, 2, 4, 5, and 6, 2. To do this, I definitely want to sketch my triangle so I can have an idea of what I'm doing. Let's say this is P and it's 3, 2. Let's say this is Q and it is 4, 5. And let's say this is R and it is 6, 2. To find the perimeter of this triangle, what I need to do is to find the length of each of the sides. To find the length of each of the sides, I want to use distance between 2 points. So for PQ, remember that the formula for distance between 2 points is square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So in this case, I'm going to have square root of, since I'm doing PQ, I'll do 4 minus 3, that is 1 squared, plus 5 minus 2, that is 3 squared. That is 1 plus 9, that is square root of 10. Good. Then I have length of PR. For PR, I will do square root of 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 squared. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 squared. So I have square root of 3 squared. That is going to be equal to 3. And finally, let's do QR. To do QR, I will do 4 minus 6, or the reverse, 6 minus 4, which is 2. 2 squared, plus 2 minus 5, that is negative 3 squared. So 2 squared is 4, negative 3 squared is 9. So I have square root of 4 plus 9, which is 13. So the answer to this question should be option C, which is 3 plus root 10 plus root 13. So the perimeter is 3 plus root 10 plus root 13. I hope you got it. Question 22. Find the seventh term of the sequence negative 10, 50, negative 250, and so on. To do this, you first definitely want to determine if this is an AP or a GP or maybe just a random sequence. I can tell just by looking at this that it is a GP. But in case you cannot tell, remember that for GP, the common ratio is second term divided by first term. And you compare to see if it is going to be the same as the third term divided by second term. In this case, both 50 over negative 10 and negative 250 over 50 will give you negative 5. So the common ratio is negative 5. My nth term of a GP is ARN minus 1. I hope you know that A is first term, R is common ratio, and N is the term in question. So the seventh term should be equal to, the first term here is negative 10 times the common ratio is negative 5, then n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1, which is 6. So I have negative 10 times negative 5 raised to 6 is 15625. So the final answer is negative 15625, and that is option C. 23. Very simple question. It says the scores of students in a test are recorded as follows: 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 3, and 5. Find the mode of the mark. By now, you should know that the mode of a given data is the most occurring item, the item that has the highest frequency. In this case, I can cite some numbers that are appearing more than once. I can see that 2 is appearing twice. But I can see that 3 is appearing 3 times. So clearly, our mode is 3, option B. 24. Px, 4 and Q10, 8 are 2 points joined by a straight line in a plane. If the midpoint of the line is 9, 6, find the value of x. So to solve this question, I want to draw a straight line, which definitely does not speak to scale or coordinate, but I mean just to have a mental picture of what we're doing. X, 4 as P, and the other end is 10, 8. Now the midpoint is 9, 6. So to solve this question, try to remember how you find your midpoint. Remember that the midpoint for the x value is x2 plus x1 divided by 2, basically the average of the two x coordinates. So in this case, I have x plus 10 over 2. Let's keep that. And oh no, let's not keep that. This should be equal to 9. So x plus 10 over 2 equals to 9. X plus 10 equals to 9 times 2, 18. So x is going to be equal to 8. That is option C. Find x if 16 raised to the power 2 plus x over 4 equals to 64 raised to the power x. So 16 raised to the power 2 plus x over 4 equals to 64 raised to the power x. I know that the average student will be thinking of, well, let's write this in terms of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. But I would rather we write this in terms of 4, because 16, 4, and 64 are all multiples of 4. So I have 4 raised to the power 2, 2 plus x over 4 raised to the power 1 equals to 4 raised to the power 3 times x. So to do this, I have 4 raised to the power 4 plus 2x minus 1 equals to 4 raised to the power 3x. We equate both sides, cancel both 4's. I have 2x plus 3, of course, 4 minus 1 is 3, equals to 3x. So 3 equals to 3x minus 2x. 3 is equal to x, so I can say that x equal to 3. So the answer is A. Question 26. Given that P is the set of all prime numbers between 0 and 10, and Q is the set of all odd numbers between 0 and 10, find the union of elements in P that are not in Q and the elements in Q that are not in P. Interesting question. The first thing I want to do is quickly write out each of these values. P is the set of all prime numbers between 0 and 10. One mistake you should never make. 0 is not a prime number. 1 is not a prime number. So I have 2, 3, 5, and 7 as prime numbers between 0 and 10. And Q, odd numbers between 0 and 10. Odd, not even. So I have 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now I want to find first the elements in P that are not in Q, that is P minus Q, and that is obviously removing anything that you can see in Q from P. I can see 3, 5, 7 in Q, so I'm not going to include them. So P minus Q is 2. Then Q minus P, remove everything in P that you can see in Q. I can see 2, 3, 5, and 7, right? So I will remove 3, 5, 7. That leaves me with 1 and 9. So to find the union of these guys, to find the union of these two guys, I have 2, 1, 9. Of course, you want to rearrange in order. So that's 1, 2, and 9. Boom, that's the answer. That is option D. In the diagram above, T represents the construction of angle what? So T is most likely one of this angle. Let me put it here. Right. So I'm going to answer this question by telling you how we got here in the first place. Remember that to construct angle 60, let's start from 60. You draw a straight line, you pick a radius that works, then you draw an arc. Then you use the same radius, put it at one end, and draw another arc. Then you have successfully gotten 60 degrees. If you go further to bisect this 60, you put your compass here, you cut that point, you put it here, you cut that point. When you join this, you've successfully constructed angle 30 degrees. So yes, the answer to that question is 30 degrees. But the number 10111.11 base 2 to mix the number. How do you do that? Just definitely try to remember how we convert binary to base 10. That's decimal, 111.11. Remember that we do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the other ones, we do -1 and -2. So I have 1 times 2, because that's the base, to 4 plus 0. I don't have to multiply that 0, it will still be 0. 1 times 2 to 2 plus 1 times 2 to 1 plus 1 times 2 to 0 plus 1 times 2 to -1 plus 1 times 2 to -2. So I have 2 raised to the power 4 is 16. I'm sure you know that. Plus 0 plus 2 raised to the power 2 is 4. 2 raised to the power 1 is 2. 2 raised to the power 0 is 1. Plus 2 raised to the power -1 is 1 over 2. And 2 raised to the power -2 is 1 over 4. So add the whole number part first. 16 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 23. Then add the decimal, add the fraction part rather. Add the fraction part. That's going to give you 3 over 4. You should know how to add fractions. And that is the answer. 23 whole number, 3 over 4. That's option B. Question 29. Subtract 14256 base 7 from 20045 base 7. So I have 20045. That's definitely going to be on top. Base 7 minus 14256 base 7. Of course, 6 cannot be removed from 5, so we have to borrow. But this time, remember that we're working with base 7. So you are definitely borrowing 7. So borrow 7 from this guy. So 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 minus 6, 6. Good. So that leaves this guy as 3. But we cannot remove 5 from 3, so you borrow from this guy. So when you borrow from this guy, that leaves this guy as 1. Then 7 is here, but that's not where I need that 7. So borrow 1 from here, then you have 7 here. That leaves this guy with 6. Wow, looking rough already. But just try to understand. So then finally, borrow 1 from here and add it to the 3 here. That makes 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Then this is left with 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. Then 6 minus 4 is 2, and there's nothing left. So yeah, the answer is 2456 base 7. 2456 base 7, and that's option B. Question 30. The average age of the 4 female teachers in the school is 40, and the average age of 8 male teachers in the school is 25. Calculate the average age of the teachers in the school. First problem in this problem is that the school has only 4 female teachers. Very funny, but that's not why we are here. Let's solve the question. Focus. So 4 female teachers, their average age is 40, which means I can just do 40 times 4 to get the sum of all the ages of the female teachers, plus then the 8 male teachers, the average is 25, so I can do 25 times 8. Then to find the average age of all the teachers, I divide by the number of teachers we have, 4 plus 8. Now don't get this. Don't be confused, yeah? Don't be confused. And I know some other students would say, oh, the average, let me just add 40 plus 25 and divide it by 2. And divide it by 2. It won't work, right? This is how to do it. So 40 times 4 is 160, and 25 times 8 is 200. 4 plus 8 is 12. So I have 360 divided by 12. And guess what? The average age of the teachers in the school is 30. Option D. I hope you got